Especially that Ibadan accent. Ibadan accent has even suffered from people. That Ibadan accent, you have suffered from people's hand. I know I'm fine. I know I'm beautiful.
Moje słowa uświadomiły mi, że nie mam serca. Czego się po mnie spodziewasz, jak jestem jeszcze dzieciak? Wybacz mi mała, uwierz, ja uczę się na błędach. Twoje paznokcie zostały.
Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It is this girl, it is that girl, Tameeza, and welcome back to another video. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll be notified once I drop another video. And welcome to the family. And if you're a subscriber, you already know you're the real MVP. Today's video is get ready with me. I'll be doing my makeup while I talk. I just want to talk about growing up, life experience growing up, my background, transition in my life. There's a point in my life that I transitioned to this, to that. So yeah, just about life in general. But while I talk to you guys, I do my makeup. But I'm not going to go deep, obviously I'm not going to go deep. I'm just going to go like the normal background and the normal life itself. They gave birth to me in Nigeria, Ibadan, Oyo State. That was where I was giving birth to. That was my state of birth. Yeah, so I've always lived in Ibadan, like for a couple years of my life. I've always lived in Ibadan. My mom was selling provision actually. And my grandma, they were sharing shop. I think Orita Mary or so. If you're familiar with Ibadan, you should know Orita Mary. So that was where our shop was then. My grandma was selling salt. My grandma has always sold salt. Like she was selling bag of salt. That was when bag of salt was still, in sales then. But I mostly follow her during weekend because the school I go to was close to our house. So I mostly follow my mom to shop like weekend or something. I forgot. There's this girl like that her mom sells rub. All these round rub. My mom used to give her the rub to hawk that time. I'm using Juvia's Place with Vanessa. This Juvia's. So as I was saying, my mom used to give her, rub to hawk that time. So because my mom does not give me that kind of thing, I don't do that kind of thing. So it was kind of new to me. So I told my mom that, Mom, I want to help this I want to follow this girl to Hawk Rob and all. My mom was actually against it because she knows that my dad was going to be very, very against it. Like my dad was not going to like the idea of me hawking Rob. So I was following the girl. Then it was my dad that used to come and pick us from my mom's shop that time when it's time for us to close. So I used to follow this girl and I used to be back before my dad comes back. So that very day that I followed this girl, my dad came back before me. When he now came back before me, he was not like, he saw me, he was like, where did you go to? I told him that I don't even know. My mom was not like, normally my mom was like, she told me not to go at this thing. And I said, why did you go? Why did you go? This is you're not scared of accidents or something. Why must you follow her to go and this thing? And my dad was not like promising me. It was promising me that it was going to beat me. That it was going to beat me when I get home. Hey, I was already crying down. Like the first time my daddy will ever make an attempt to beat me or something. I'm going to chop cane. On our way going home, we witnessed an accident. That accident was so brutal. The person's leg came off. That's to show how bad the accident was. The person's leg was like came out. So we witnessing the accident. My dad just said he has forgiven me, that he's not going to beat me. But I actually enjoyed, that fact of, walking with the girl and all. It was so sweet because I didn't know. I wanted to experience the walking life, but it was just so sweet. But because of the accident, my dad didn't beat me. So I escaped the beating. And there was one time like that. I remember, because I don't know, I loved my brother so much, and I still love him to now, but the guy is just a shitty head. There was one time like that when my brother was too young, was like 3 years or so, or like 6 or 7 years. So he wanted to start school. My mom said he was going to start school. And the school is beside our house. The school is not even far. What was the name of the school? Smart Kiddies College. That was the name of the school. The school wasn't even far at all. But my mom said my brother was going to start school with us. And I was like, I was legitly crying. I was crying. I said, no, why would my mom allow my brother to start school? I think I was just crying because of the way those teachers used to do. So I was thinking my brother is too young to be beaten. See, I cried. My mom said, no, you must start school now. At least you are in school. You don't want your brother to go to school. I was crying. I was crying, but he sha started school, sha, and we're going to school together. He started school and we were going to school together. So my cry did not work for him not to go to school. He still followed us to school. So I'm just going to do the other eyes too. I think it's is it pretty? And you know the idea of when you were young, that mentality of when you were young, if anything should fall on the floor, you believe that Satan has eaten it. We used to say that. Astaghfirullah, God forgive me. I just hope she's in a better place now. Because there's one girl like that in our school that time. She's the daughter to the cleaner. So I think because she's the daughter to the cleaner, the owner of the school to allowed her to attend the school. Like allowed her child to attend the school. So if anything during break, oh God, God should forgive us. During break, if anything happen, like if we eat and anything drops on the floor, we have the mentality that Satan has eaten it, so we're not going to eat it. So there's this girl. See, life was hard, but we're too young to understand that life was hard. We're too young, we're too naive. So this girl, if anything should fall on the floor, that's what she used to look for. She used to look for anything that falls on the floor so she can eat it. God should forgive us, Sha. But we used to make jest of her. We were always making jest of her that year. That she's always eating food on the floor. She's always this thing. So everybody already knows her, like that's what she does. She used to eat food on the floor. But little do we know that this finger isn't equal. Little do we know. Thank God, Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. I remember there was one time like that we were in one place like that in Ibadan. I think Eleyele side. Like it's so funny how I can't remember all these names, all these names of these areas in Ibadan. Because it's been a very, very long time. 18 close to 20 years ago. There's this man, I don't even know the position the man was holding in my school that time because I was too young to know. He used to come to our house every night. I don't know, my dad paid for lesson. So he used to come and teach us lesson every night. Every night. But the funny thing is, this man, he won't come when we finish eating. It's when we are about to eat. This man used to come. This man used to come, Mr. Oni. Ah, God, when we are eating like this, or when my mom is serving us food, that's when we will not start hearing. It's a rented apartment. Um, one flat is facing the front gate. The other flat is facing the back. So we're using the flat that was facing the back. So we used to put mats, a very, very big mat. That's what we used to lay on the floor. So everybody can carry their plates and eat together as one big family. So we're always eating outside. So anytime we are eating, that's when this man, there's one tone like that, there's one particular way. That's his like grand entry. So that's when this man will just make a grand entry that yes, I am here. But my mom will not have any choice than to serve him. He was always very annoying. And I don't know why my dad told him to be coming to our house every night to come and teach us lesson. And the funny thing again is when we were leaving that landlord's house, because that landlord was so saucy, and it was like, all those landlords that they believe that their tenants can never build house. That's like the kind of landlord he is, that he was. When we wanted to pack out of the house, we were already saying if you want to pack out of the house like this, we are going to put charcoal. We will destroy everything that we brought. Like those things that we bought, we will destroy it. We'll not put charcoal. We'll not rub everywhere. Stay in the house. Thank God when we're leaving that man's house, we were moving to our own house in Sonyo. We were moving to my dad's house that he built in Sonyo. And when we moved, the house was not even completed, to be honest. My dad's house was not even completed because I think because of the pressure the landlord was giving my dad. So that was why he kukuma just rushed. So we moved into the house uncompleted. I remember when we want to use the toilet there, we used to use nylon. We used to use nylon to use the toilet that time. We cut the jerry can, this keg jerry can. So we cut it like, we make jerry can slip inside like this. So we now cut it in a way. So we used to use nylon. Everybody would use nylon, throw it inside because we couldn't throw it inside the pit or inside the sock away because the toilet was not done then. Because as like I said earlier, we moved in, we rushed out of the apartment because the landlord was screwy. So we used to tie nylon and put it inside keg. So my elder sibling, like my older house sibling, that's his job. His job is to go and throw shit away. His job is to go and throw shit away. Like that was his job, to go and throw every nonsense that we use. That was his job, to go and throw it away. As in, God, we're still happy. Life was not complicated. Have you ever lived away from your parents before? Either your mom or your dad. Have you ever lived like anywhere else apart from your parents' house? Because this next one I want to talk about, that's like the emotional part. I think it happened in 2004. I said 20. It happened in 2004. And 2004, I was like 98, 99, 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2000, 2000, 2004. Like I was 8 years. 8 years old, and my mom traveled out. I know she didn't do it purposely. She was, everybody was looking for greener pasture or something. So this is the set of lash I'll be picking up from. Your lady, how do you guys used to apply your lashes? Because I found a way to apply my lash like stress-free, like almost stress-free. And when I say almost stress-free, I sort of create like a magnet feeling to my lashes and my lash line. So what I just do is I apply glue to my first lash, and then I apply it to my lash line. Oh God, English, why are you failing me? This lash is telling me I don't want peace, I want problem. I'm done with the lash. This one actually gave me problem. This one. He was telling me I don't want peace, I want problem. I want problem. So as I was saying, have you ever lived elsewhere apart from your mom's place or your dad's place or your real parents' place, sha? Because growing up, my mom left us for like 4 years, me and my brother, because we're only two, my mom's side. So my mom left us for like 4 years to UK, London. She went to London to hustle, to look for greener pasture, and she was thinking we're going to join her over there. I'm not going to be telling you guys the reason why we didn't join my mom. I'm just saying this because no parent should leave their children for another person's care. It should be someone you trust. Is either your parents, your close sister that you know that will never do bad to your children. Before hearing my mom's side of story, I was always thinking she was like being wicked to us. She never, maybe she didn't like us or something, because when she traveled 2004. I didn't know she was not going to come back early. I didn't know she was not even going to come back early at all. All my whole this thing is that maybe she's just going somewhere that day and then she's coming back. Little do I know that she's going to the airport and she's going to be spending 4 years of her life in London. It was not a fun year for me, actually. It was not a fun year for me. We were staying with my stepmom and my siblings, my step sibling, my half siblings. So it's actually not a problem. But I remember if maybe I do something, because when I was growing up, I was actually kind of rude. I was rude. I'm not even going to lie. Whenever step siblings are fighting with me, me and my brother, we had to stay with them also in Oyo. So we moved to Oyo when my mom traveled out in like 2004 or 2005. We moved to Oyo. So all I know is that my step sibling, whenever they are fighting with me, they must fight to my brother too. They must not talk to my brother, because why would you be fighting with me? You are not talking to me and you want to talk to my brother. I was so protective. But growing up now, I know that I was actually using my mom to cover my brother. I will not go and tell them, because then, what's English? What is English? I'm not gonna drag my brother. Maybe I'm fighting with them, or I was rude, or I was doing something and they said they're not going to play with me again. Children, that's the way we used to punish each other at that time. They'll be like, hey, we'll not play with you again. I'll say, if you guys don't want to play with me again, don't play with my brother too. So I'm not gonna drag my brother out of their midst. Not knowing that I was using my own to cover my brother, because my brother will now, which play me and my brother wants to start playing. There's one of my stepbrother that is the same age mate as my brother, so they should be praying, right? But me, I will go and drag my brother. And my brother should not play with them. That how would they be fighting with me and then they expect my brother to come and play with them? That is not possible. That they will fight the both of us together. My brother will not sit down with me like this. My brother will not sit down with me like this. I'll be looking at him. He will feel like, he wants to go and play with them, because my problem is not his problem, but I made my problem his problem. You will not be looking like, yeah, you really know that this guy really wants to, go out there and play. But because of his elder sister said you should stay with her, so my brother would not have any choice than to stay. My brother would not have any choice than to stay. I remember there was one time like that. The school we are going to, we used to pay lesson fee. 20 naira every day. 20 naira every day. That's our lesson fee. So there was not one time like that I was hungry. I was very, very hungry. The 20 naira for the lesson fee was with me. Like they used to say, an hungry man is an angry man. So an hungry Azima is an angry Azima, right? And the funny thing is, I know my stepbrother then, my half brother then, we're in the same class. There's one of my half brother, we're age range, and we're in the same class. So obviously it's going to report on me. Obviously that's what kids do. So after closing hour, that I was going to be attending lesson, because he was attending lesson and me, I was not. So obviously, even if it does not report on me, safe, my teachers, they were going to report, because they'll be like, why is he doing lesson and me, I'm not doing, that why is he doing lesson that me, I'm not doing? We are from the same house. You can't just say that they gave him money and they did not give me money for lesson. I carried the money, the lesson money. I carried it and I used it to. There's one woman like that. We used to call them Ile Decking. So me, I carried my 20 naira that year. God, that year, flashing back to that year and seeing Nigeria where it stands now. Nigeria is finished. Because I can remember that year very well. 20 naira, I bought gari, sugar, granite or kulikuli. Yeah, it was kulikuli. I bought gari, sugar, kulikuli. I ate more dada. So if my teacher should not report to my stepmom or to my destiny, I don't not care, because an angry man was an hungry man. All I could care was food. Even with the 20 naira, it was remaining. There's one place that we used to buy wara soya beske. I went there to buy wara. With 20 naira. If I now want to perish, I can perish in peace. I cannot perish in peace. But I enjoyed myself. It was so funny that year. But flashing back to Nigeria now, what can 20 naira buy you in Nigeria? I was schooling in Oyo for like is it not like 2 3 years? Yeah, she used 4 years in UK. So for 3 years I was schooling in Oyo for 3 years. Alhamdulillah, that's all I can say. After 3 years, my mom told us to go to my grandma's place. We were now staying with my grandma. See, when I moved to my grandma's place, I became sport. I was a sport brat. I was a sport brat when I moved to my grandma's place. My grandma spoiled me. To the extent that if I want to buy anything and my grandma says no like this, hey, my grandma don't enter them. My grandma don't what? You don't enter them. She's late. That woman is so sweet. Hey, if I should tell my grandma that I want this thing, my grandma should say, kosowo, mo, that she won't buy for me. The way I will scatter body, all the all the ayo wey I no see you, all the all the nonsense ayo wey I no see you. The way I will scatter body for ground for my grandma, she will not have any other choice. She will not buy me for me to keep quiet. So when they now noticed that, because we just went there for holiday, so I was actually thinking we're just going to stay there for holiday. That was what I was thinking, that after holiday we're going back to Oyo. But my mom said that we should stay with my grandma. When we now started staying with my grandma, instead of me to resume school, I couldn't resume school because my mom was, trying to figure out a way to bring me over there, at least to bring me first before my brother. But my brother was going to school with one of my uncle like that, like same school with my uncle, one of my uncle kids. We were going to the same school, and me, I was not going to school, so I was always going to shop with my grandma. And anytime I'm going to shop with my grandma, that my uncle is always making jest of me. Fuck. He's always making jest of me. He'll be like, I don't know, maybe he felt maybe they don't have money to sponsor me to school new. No, but he didn't know they were trying, like my mom was trying to, process my traveling to come to the UK with her, to come to London to stay with her. So she thought it was going to be fast. She thought it was going to happen like sharply. So she was like, there's no point of me going to school now, because what's the point that I will not stay, I want to leave school after paying school fees. That kind of thing now. So she was like, I should hold on first. So if my travel does not work out, then I can now resume school. So I remember that my uncle will not be making jest of me. My mom, like I said, my grandma sells salt, bag of salt, all those big bag of salt, Dangote salt and cassava salt that year. Anytime I go to my grandma's, I follow my grandma to shop, and then he sees me, he will always say, hello ni you're buying sin. Like, he always tease me that by now I will know the price of salt. Kids don't forget whatever you tell them. Kids don't forget. So the man will not be teasing me. Hello ni baggy you're saying. How much is salt now? Him and the old people, they'll be teasing me. How much is bag of salt now? How much is this? How much is that? Before, I used to answer them before. So there's one of my grandma's, like my uncle, my uncle. That one will not tell me that I should not answer him, that I should leave him alone, that he's teasing me, that I should leave him alone. So when I now know that, I don't mind to answer him, because his children then, they were going to like one of the best private school in Ibadan that time. That was where my brother too was going to, my younger brother. But he still used to tease me, thinking they don't want me to go to school, that they don't want me to go to school, maybe they want me to be helping grandma. When it now got to a point that my mom was not seeing future in me coming over there, coming to meet her, so she then told one of my uncles to look for school for me. So I schooled her. I was not going to school. This what is it called? Muslim Model College in Ibadan. That was where I was going to. So I was like a day student. Then. They told my mom that this girl, she goes spoil, if you don't do something. So then I said, okay, they should take me to the boarding school, because the school had boarding school then. But then the school has not finished building their boarding school. I'm going to be using this as my contour. I'll be using the darkest shade to contour my face. So I was now going to the boarding school, but the boarding school is not, they've not finished building the boarding school in the school. So we're still using the proprietor, principal, the owner of the school, we're using his house as hostel. So in the morning they would carry us with car to school, and in the evening, after school and after lesson, they will take us to the house. They'll take us back to the house. So I remember in school then, one of my uncle, my mom's elder brother, he used to come and visit me, visiting day, like almost every weekend or every other weekend. And whenever they are coming to visit me, they bring my grandma along. If I should set my eyes on my grandma like this, the way I will not be crying. I will not start crying again. It now got to a point, now stop bringing my grandma, because I'll be crying. Most especially if I should see my grandma, I will cry. If they are going, I will start crying again. My grandma will not start crying again. My uncle's wife will, hey, now wow, if you're not going to your husband's house, uncle, what will you now do? It was just so funny. I used to cry. I stopped bringing my grandma to visit me when they know that it's cry. When they know that it's cry, that I used to cry. So, and I think because of I was missing that grandma effect in me. I told you guys that staying in the owner of the school, we're using their house as hostel. Their grandma was living up our own building. So when I now noticed the grandma, very old woman, after school like this, and I make it my responsibility. I made it my responsibility to be taking care of the grandma. Astagfirullah, God forgive me. These people, the owner of the grandma said, they don't take care of this woman. They don't take care of this woman at all. This grandma was old to the extent that this grandma was peeing on her body. And the grandchildren said, don't even go to this grandma's place. I don't know the deal. I don't know their deal. But they don't go to this grandma's place. Anytime I come back from school like this grandma already knows me. She will not stand by the corridor. She will not call Arike. Like all those other children staying in the hostel, they already know me as Omo grandma. So when I go there, what I will just do, if I see that she pee, I'm going to carry a bed up so the thing can dry. I'll take her to the washroom, to the toilet to bathe her. That's what I used to do for this grandma. I'll take her to the toilet to bathe her. I was young, but because I had like grandma, so I was putting her in the position of my grandma. I think I was sort of missing my grandma. Like so they said that I grew very fond of her. But funny thing is I used just JSS1 in that school. And I just used 1 year in my grandma's place. That was when I now went to Lagos, thinking I was just going to Lagos for vacation. Surprise was waiting for me in Lagos. Like actually surprise was not waiting for me in Lagos, but they just had it all planned out what I was going to do in Lagos. But my old thinking was just I was going to Lagos for vacation. So when we now got to Lagos, my cousins of the same age, we became friends, we're talking. It was actually weird at first, to be honest with you guys. It was very weird at first. I could speak small English, but what I could speak more was Yoruba. I was always having challenges to actually communicate to my cousins. I was not speaking English. We scaled through. It's not the English I can speak and spoke and spark. Hey, we were going for lesson. When we come back, and I learned how to ride bicycle. They taught me how to ride bicycle. I enjoyed riding bicycle. That was like our activities when we come back from lesson. Activities is just to ride bicycle. When I went to Lagos, that was when I knew what cornflakes and golden morn was. Because in the morning they'll ask us if we wanted cornflakes, golden morn, or pap. When they were all picking cornflakes, golden morn, I was like looking like, what is this? Because I never know. I never shop cornflakes. No stock of golden morn. And I could take milk myself. Back then in when I was in Oyo, if we eat bread, the day we eat bread is like maybe Christmas. So I remember they went to buy bread, and it was 15 naira bread at that point, at that time. 15 naira bread. When I saw the bread, I was so happy. I chow the bread. Culture shock. I was shocked to my new lifestyle, like to adapt to the new lifestyle I was living. So fast forward to when this very day we came back from lesson, and the lesson we were going to was my cousin's school. We saw load, and that load looked familiar because my mom used to send load to Nigeria. She used to send clothes to us in Oyo then. So when I saw it, I told my cousin, I said, I know this bag, that my mom has sent something from London, that I just thought she had sent goods from London. So my older cousin now came. She then came. She was like, "Mommy ate today." When she said "Mommy ate today," I'm like, okay, if my mom is around, then where is she? Why is she not at home? She said she followed her sister to go and get something, to go and do her hair, to go and make her hair or something. I didn't believe, like, that let's go and play. So while riding the bicycle, that was when we spotted our aunt. So we now ran, like, we're like, mommy is back, mommy is back, mommy is back. And I look at her side, I saw my mom. I shocked. I looked at her. I can remember very well. I was feeling reluctant to go and meet her, because I was feeling maybe she was going to disappear or something. And because my brother was very young, my brother was just following my lead. My brother saw me going to go and meet that person, so my brother followed me to go and meet the person. I went to Olga. We started crying. She was crying. The question I just kept on asking her is, why did you leave us? Like, why? I was asking her the question as if she abandoned us. She started going through her bags. You know, parent now, she wants to do everything just to make sure our children are happy with her. So we started going through her bag. She was showing us this is what she brought for us. I was still like shocked. I'm like, yo, is this woman here? Like, woman, are you here for real? When I actually believed that my mom was here for real, was the following day when I woke up. When I woke up and saw my mom, and then I realized, I'm not dreaming, no. So this man is back. I was just very angry at my mom, like, why did you leave us? Like, why did you leave us? Growing up knowing she tried her possible best so we could come and meet her, and she tried her possible best, but you know, growing up, understanding life, that she was actually looking for a greener pasture for us to enjoy. That was why she left. It's not as if she intentionally left us. Setting spray on my face to give us that glow finish. So my mom enrolled us to my cousin's school, the school my cousins were going to. So it took me looks actually blurred, because I remember there's one teacher in general, Mr. Dedara. He used to make jest of my brother with his Ibadan accent. He used to make jest of my brother with his Ibadan accent that time. Because me, I was always keeping quiet because I don't want anybody to make jest of me. And also, he used to make jest of my brother with his Ibadan accent. And the other thing that happened to me, there was one time like that. It happened to me, and I stood my ground. Like, because we're in the hostel, in the boarding school. So in the morning, we are going to sign out, going out of the hostel. When we come back in the afternoon, we are going to sign in. So someone was not asking me question. I think when we wanted to sign in, because, you know, it's a new face. And also someone was not asking me question. The person was not like, that what is my name or something. It was simple. I was going to school. Just because I could not just go a very, very long, I could not say a very long sentence, but I could understand, how old are you? What is your name? That time. So the man said, what is your name? She didn't even allow me to attempt to even answer the question or something. So the next thing she just said, she does not understand English. I looked at her. I said, I know what he's saying. Like, I said, I understand what he's saying. He said she does not understand English. I looked at her like this. I'm like, yo, you don't answer for me. You don't answer for me. So that was all. And it didn't take me too long. It actually didn't take me too long before before we pick up, Sha. Thank God we left. Thank God we came to Lagos at a very, very young age, because then we could blend. I cannot just imagine if at this age that was when we now started going to Lagos. Then, because I know of someone that came to Lagos at university age. She could speak English, but but the Ibadan accents and everything was just still there. There's nothing wrong with the accents, there's nothing wrong with it, but I just thank God anyway. I thank God anyway, because now bullies everywhere. That especially that Ibadan accent has even suffered from people. That Ibadan accent, you have suffered from people's hand. This one should talk, they'll be like, what is Ibadan people, eh? So the Ibadan accent has even suffered from people's hand. That was my story growing up. Some of you might be expecting like a very deep story, a very deep thing, but we're not going to do that. Yeah. My hair is getting long. Whatever situation you find yourself, it just make your story interesting. This is the finished look. Hey, hey. Kaka, KK. James Brown, a madman. I swear, a mad girl. Any whatever pronounce he wants to pronounce himself or herself. But I just know he's a mad person. This is me. This is moi. Oh God, I know I'm fine. I know I'm beautiful. No, you cannot say otherwise. You people cannot say otherwise. I just hope you guys enjoyed my Get Ready With Me. Is makeup nice? If the makeup is nice, please just put, girl, you nailed it. If you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up. Let's YouTube spread the goodness of God around YouTube. Drop a comment below and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because if you have not subscribed to my channel, what are you still waiting for? What are you still waiting for? We're on our way, on the road to 1K. Please, this year, there's still time this year. Let us hit 1K subscriber this year, please. Be cool. And like we say on this channel, stay well, stay awesome, and most importantly, always be the best of yourself. And I'll definitely see you guys in my next video or my previous ones.